Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. Today we're going to be talking about DC fast charging adapters, my recent experience using this one here from Ford, and what I think about them in general. So let's dive in and let's discuss. All right, everybody, well, welcome back to another episode of Tech Motoring. Not sure what I want to start calling this segment, but I'm really starting to enjoy these short videos that I do every once in a while in the garage, between the cars, between the EVs, and yeah, just kind of updating everybody on like where I'm at, what we're talking about, my opinion on things, which is really no more than what this is just my opinion on talking about certain subjects and topics, and what I think it could mean for EV culture or EV people in the future. And so today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about DC fast charging adapters. Now, as some of you who follow the channel, you probably know that I do a lot of adapter reviews, adapter testing. We just do a lot of adapter stuff in general. And that is right now, at this time, the life of being an EV owner is knowing where I can charge, where I can't charge. Do I have an adapter? Can I even use an adapter? And right now, things are so up in the air with all these different standards and different plugs and ways that you plug stuff in. And I've even done videos in the past of like adapters and what they mean to you. And that is something that can be very confusing for first-time EV buyers or just people who are trying to get into electric vehicles. And so I kind of want to take a few minutes to discuss in specific DC fast charging adapters, because now we're starting to see it expand a little bit more. And what I mean by that is, let's talk about the different types of adapters. Now, for those of you who have followed the channel, you've probably seen me test a couple of these adapters. Now, this is the Tesla CCS to nacs, or now it is considered the J3400 standard adapter. So this is the Tesla one. Now, this is so you can charge up your Tesla at any public DC fast charging station with a CCS handle. So you go from the CCS handle to this adapter, and this plugs into your Tesla vehicle. And so with this one, which has been out for a couple of years now, this has been a very popular and usable adapter for many Tesla drivers. So if you don't want to, let's say, charge at a Tesla supercharger for whatever reason may be, you can use this and charge at any other CCS charger, basically, out there in the wild. Now, this came extremely handy for me in May of last year when we went out to Colorado, because where we were staying in Colorado Springs, there was no very local supercharger. There was one in downtown Colorado Springs, I believe, but you had to like pay to get into the garage. And so it was kind of a weird thing. You have to like go out there, go into a parking garage, pay to get access to the parking garage, and then you could charge your car. And it was kind of a weird thing for us to go way out of our way. Meanwhile, at the local Walmart / Sam's Club, because they were in the same parking lot, was a 4 or maybe it was like a 6 stall Electrify America station, which allowed me to use this adapter to charge my car. And I did it about 3 times during our trip there in Colorado Springs, which was really, really nice. So this adapter came in handy. And I've actually tested other products similar to this, exactly the same thing, CCS to Tesla adapters on my channel, and they seem to work perfectly fine. Though I always recommend to people, get the name brand stuff. That is going to be the best and safest ones you can buy. There are other third parties out there that make a really good product, but you got to make sure that you do your due diligence, make sure you research, make sure people haven't been having issues with it, and make sure it's coming from a named brand third party. That's something that I always try to tell people, is just make sure you do your research on that. But this is no longer the case. Now we are moving to the nacs standard, which is actually called the J3400 standard as of about 6 months ago. So J3400, which is the Tesla side, is the new standard moving forward for a lot of automakers that are going to be putting the Tesla port on their vehicles. So that means everything, or eventually most things, will be transferred over to the Tesla plug at charging stations. So you pull up to Electrify America, they'll most likely have a Tesla plug. The CCS standard will be around for a long time, but eventually everything will be moving towards that Tesla plug that we all know and we all love because of its size. I mean, clearly, look at the difference between CCS and Tesla. It's obvious which one you would want to use to plug into your car, just for the sake of the cable size and just ease of use. But now we have something else that has come up, which is, well, what do we do with the current CCS vehicles on the road? Do we just discard them and throw them to the side? Sort of like how we're doing with CHAdeMO right now. All these Nissan Leaf owners who have CHAdeMO plugs on their cars, and keep in mind, there are quite a bit of Nissan Leafs out on the road, considering that the car's been out for over 10 years. And so there's a lot of CHAdeMO vehicles on the road, mostly Nissan Leafs. There's also the Mitsubishi plug-in hybrid has the plug for DC fast charging as well, which is very rare and completely unnecessary to charge it at DC fast charging because it's a hybrid. So that is now something that's coming soon, is what do we do with all these CCS vehicles? Well, as of yesterday, we took a road trip in the 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E here. And as soon as the orders came open for the free DC charging adapter from Ford, I put my order in, which was within 30 minutes of the ordering open, and I finally got it here in June of 2024. And so yesterday we took a short day road trip and we got to use the adapter. Now this is the official one that I got from Ford, even though I think they say that Tesla is the one manufacturing it, or at least they might have been the one that designed it, but still this is the Ford one that I got directly from Ford. Came in a really nice box, and I'm actually doing a video on our experience charging this vehicle at superchargers. So I'm going to have that video coming out this Friday. So if you're looking at this video like the day it comes out, this Friday I'm going to have a video about testing this adapter down at a couple of different V3 Tesla superchargers. There's a fire truck going by. All right, so what we have here is the nacs, or J3400, to CCS standard on this adapter. I'm sure you can hear those sirens behind me. So what we have here, every time I shoot a video. So what we have here is the J3400 or Tesla plug on this side and the CCS on this side. So what this will allow you to do is to charge your CCS vehicle, or in this case a Ford Mustang Mach-E, at any eligible version 3 superchargers. Now, as most of you know, the version 4 cabinets that they are starting to roll out now actually have Magic Dock built into them. So you technically do not need an adapter at those because the adapter is technically just built into the charger. But when you go to a version 3 supercharger that does not have a Magic Dock built in, this is what you will need. Now what's really cool is that you can just pull out your Tesla app, go into the little menu in the top right corner, say charge another EV, you click on that, and then it shows you all eligible chargers that will work for you. Now I have one here close to home that I haven't tried yet, but we went out on a quick day road trip yesterday in the Ford Mustang Mach-E. We used this adapter to charge this vehicle twice on 2 different superchargers, and I have to say it worked pretty well. Now I'm not going to spoil anything of the video that's coming out this Friday, so make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like this video, so this way you get a reminder of when that video comes out on Friday. But I got to test this adapter out. It worked really well. The quality of the build seems pretty good. There's no creaks, there's no rattles. Everything is built really nicely on this, and I'm going to go over all that in my video this Friday. But this is a really nice adapter. I really like it, and I'm really looking forward to how we have to adapt moving forward. Now, there's one more thing I want to bring up, which is my opinion on adapters. Now, an adapter is one more failure point, and I'm not a big fan of having adapters, but we know that they're a necessary evil at times. And so in this particular situation, adapters are going to be something that we need to start moving forward in the electric vehicle space, basically. We're going to need these for now because we're moving the standard of charging. We've done the CHAdeMO thing, which was, you know, very early on. That was a Nissan developed thing that they wanted to do because that was what was popular over in Japan. Then we developed the CCS charging standard here in the States, CCS 1, whereas in Europe they have CCS 2, slightly different, but basically this a very similar idea. And in Europe, they've all basically said, okay, CCS2 is the standard, everybody's going to use it, including Tesla. So if you see a vehicle with a really weird plug on it, a Tesla vehicle with a weird plug on it, that could be a CCS2 Tesla. So here in the States, we have kind of jumped ship once more and decided to move to nacs, or that's what they called the North American Charging Standard, which is now officially called the J3400, similar to how we consider the J1772 charging plug for AC charging on CCS vehicles. The J1772 is what we call the standard. The J3400 is what we will be calling, moving forward, the Tesla standard, or the old Tesla standard, or the old nacs, or whatever you want to call it. But that is what that will be called. So here is our first glimpse at the future of adapters. This is what we're going to need on most CCS vehicles. So at the time of this recording, if you have a Ford, if you have a Rivian, you're good to go. All you gotta do is get your adapter, and you are pretty much able to charge at almost any version 3 supercharger. Not version 1s or 2s, they don't include those in those, but on any version 3 superchargers, this is what you will need. So that's pretty much where we're at right now, is the necessary evil of adapters in the world. And unfortunately, as much as I hate to rely on adapters, as much as I hate to say that they're a good thing, right now at this point in time, if you have a CCS vehicle and you want to move over to the J3400 charging standard, that's what you're going to need. Unless you want to trade in your car as soon as the J3400 Mach-E's come out for a new one just because of that charging plug, well, that's your choice. But in the meantime, myself included, this vehicle, every time we road trip, we will absolutely have this adapter with us. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned, because this charging adapter review will be coming out this Friday. So we'll see you all on the next episode. And remember, welcome to the future, and welcome to Tech Motoring. We'll see you soon.